wife says we need to hurry up and do this so she can have a cookie and go to bed.
Sit on my bed.
Oh, sit on my bed. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Pulp Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
And we're here to give you all the fun pop culture stuff that we can come up with. News, announcements, trailer reactions, whatever we can come up with. Most importantly, it's Star Wars Week! Woo! So, TNT showed every episode of Star Wars except for The Force Awakens continuously for 3 days, and it just kind of was on background in the background. But Saturday night was the Rogue One premiere red carpet awesomeness, and we got to watch some of it. We were in and out of the house. We were in and out all day. We had a bunch of stuff to do because of the holidays and stuff. And so we got home, and a lot of the stuff was going on Twitter and Facebook, and so we were able to get caught up. I had a beer before we started, and now I have the Belchies. Professional group around here. So we had all kinds of fun stuff coming from the red carpet, and everybody hanging out, and like everybody was there.
Oh yeah.
Kirk Douglas or Michael Douglas was there, not Kirk Douglas. It was his birthday. He's 100. But Michael Douglas was there. Nathan Fillion was there. Joss Whedon was there. I have a theory. We'll get into that in a second. Kevin Smith and Harley Quinn Smith were both there together. Chris Hardwick was there. Like, everybody was there. The folks from Collider were there, and they were all having fun on the red carpet, doing all the stuff, including all the stars. You know, it's a red carpet event, so they had to do all the posing and, what are you wearing? But it was really awesome. But after the movie, there was an embargo on reviews until today at 8 o'clock. But Disney did lift the reaction embargo right after the movie. And so all over Twitter and Facebook, people that were there, including Will Wheaton, who said, I haven't been this in love with the Star Wars movie since 1977. And so it was a pretty big deal. Everybody seemed pretty positive. Did you have fun watching all the stuff that was coming on?
I did. Well, I was jealous, but yeah, I had fun.
Oh, yeah.
The Kevin Smith one was really good.
Yeah.
He actually took his phone, and so he kind of got some behind the scenes.
Yeah, he kind of walked
carpet
around with it. That was fun.
Yeah.
And a bunch of really good photos afterwards, and I've been trying to share them as I can and stuff. That my theory is, so they're all Catherine Kennedy.
Wait, do we need to get our tinfoil hats?
Okay, tinfoil hats. Tinfoil hats. We need to do a tinfoil hat episode, don't we? So Catherine Kennedy is the Star Wars Grand Poobah. She is in charge of all of Star Wars. She is the big boss. She's the main person for all of Star Wars. And there's people underneath her that are in charge of Rebels and the movies and the books and all that stuff. But she's the big one. And she's been very proactive about having female leads. And they're going to do a female director for, I think it's episode 9. I don't know if that's it might be just a rumor right now. But she's been very forward about, having more of a female presence in the Star Wars universe, which is awesome. Which is why the last 2 movies we've had female leads. On the red carpet, there was a gentleman by the name of Joss Whedon, who is infamous for having female leads. He has said in the past very publicly that he would love to do a Star Wars movie. But he doesn't want to do a big saga event. He wants to do a standalone movie. He was there on the red carpet, and somebody asked him if he'd like to do something for Star Wars, and he said, I would love to be in this universe.
No.
Nah, whatever.
Thing.
No.
I don't want to do that.
So he was there. There's this MO having female leads. It's Joss Whedon, who loves female leads. Ahsoka. He's gonna do the Ahsoka movie. They're waiting to see how the standalone movie, Rogue One, it's a total experiment. They said it's an experiment from day one. They never expected it to be as big as A Force Awakens or 8, whatever they're going to call it, or 9, whenever they decide to get to it. but all the standalones they want to do with Obi-Wan and Han Solo, they already started. They want to do a Boba Fett movie. There was rumors of a Yoda movie at one point in time. The Ahsoka book's already out. So I'm telling you, he's going to do Ahsoka. That makes $1 million, bazillion, billion dollars. He's going to do Ahsoka. That's I'm putting that out there. We're going with the internet rumors. I'm going to start an internet rumor.
All right. Well, we're going to Vegas in a couple of weeks. So is that a side bet? What do they call those? That you
prop
bet that you can make at
the. I would totally put money.
I'm pretty sure you can bet on like the Oscars and stuff.
Yeah, I know you can do that. Yeah, we'll get to the Golden Globes in a minute.
Yeah.
So it's Star Wars week. We're going Friday to see Rogue One. Then we're going again Sunday. We'll do a review over the weekend, and we'll let you know how it is. Yay, Star Wars week. Besides Star Wars week, it was trailer week. So we did the show on Monday last week because somebody had a meeting to go to on Tuesday, so we did the show on Monday. Since Monday, we've had Transformers The Last Night, Spider-Man Homecoming, The Fate of the Furious, still a terrible name, but Fast and Furious 8.
The Fate of the Furiosa.
Fate of the Furiosa, which was awesome. I can't remember who said that, but that's awesome.
Collider, I think.
War for the Planet of the Apes, the newest Assassin's Creed trailer, which should have been their first one. Baywatch, The Wall with John Cena and Aaron Taylor Johnson, and a couple others. Of all the ones you've seen over the last week, which one kind of got you excited? You can pick more than one. I'm going to pick more than one.
Okay. So, I like the Planet of the Apes reboot. So, I'm excited for the War of the Planet of the Apes. Fate of the Furiosa.
They should just change it to that.
Yeah.
Charlize Theron's in it. Just call it Fate of the Furiosa.
Yeah. That, I mean, we always like the Fast and Furious movies, so we'll go see that one. I'm kind of interested in The Wall, too. This, we haven't really heard anything about it until the trailer came out, and it's Aaron Taylor Johnson, and, well, he's cute. So
my wife has a thing for him. Especially since Savages, when he walked around with no shirt on and was like...
And the dreads, and...
like...
And he's married to an older woman.
I
have a chance. I love you, sweetie.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm getting replaced on the internet. So Spider-Man looks awesome. It's a John Hughes Marvel movie. Marvel and Sony got it figured out. They're tag teaming on that one, and so I'm really looking forward to that. War of the Planet of the Apes. I said in my trailer reaction that I hadn't seen the last one, which was Dawn. Rise of the Planet of the Apes? Dawn? Rise of the Planet of the Apes. They're 1, 2, and 3. Make it easy. I'm really, really, really looking forward to Assassin's Creed. The trailer they did for Assassin's Creed this week should have been the first one. So, yeah. It should be... that should have been the first one. It makes so much more sense as a movie trailer. If you've played the game... the other trailers made sense, but this one actually made sense for the movie. But it's on our YouTube channel under the Pop Culture Cult, The Fate of the Furious. I had a hairy conniption fit. I lost my shit. There's stuff that happened in that I love all of those movies. Yes, even 2 and Tokyo Drift.
It has its place.
And they have their place, and so I love them. I love them. And it was just bonkers. There's a submarine battle. Come on!
So they can't make any more movies, right? Because they have to keep one-upping themselves. So
Machete in space. That's what's next.
Oh,
they're going to space.
Okay.
Machete kills, and then the third one's supposed to be Machete
fights.
Yeah, he's supposed to. They're gonna steal the. Oh, they're the actual other rebel. They're the Bantas, and before episode Bantas. Before episode 6, they go and steal, and everybody dies. And no. Is that too far?
Somebody have a shark that we can jump?
Yeah, they jumped a shark after 2. Okay, they jumped Yanko Camaro onto a boat. They just missed the. You just missed the
there
shark.
Was a shark underneath.
It was in the deleted scenes.
All right.
So yeah, all that came out. So we're looking forward to all that. Other movie news. They're doing Little Shop of Horrors remake.
Stop.
Okay.
Hollywood, there are lots of things out there that you could do.
Stories out there, right?
Why do we have to keep remaking this stuff?
I like Greg Berlanti, who runs the Arrowverse on the CW, is the one who's doing this, and they've got some, one of the guys who he did Invention of Lying. He's writing for the Oscars this year. He's writing the script. And then one of the guys who helped produce La La Land, which just came out, which apparently everybody loves, he's helping produce it. So it's going to be a full-on musical. Why? So I just had to throw that in there because I don't mind sequels, I don't mind remakes, but they have to make sense. This one just doesn't make sense. The last one is a remake of the Broadway play, which is a remake of the original movie. And so...
that makes sense. To make a movie, because not everybody's going to go to a play or whatever.
Right.
That makes sense. But
do Hamilton!
Yes.
Do Hamilton!
Yes, do Hamilton.
Ah!
Yes.
Do that! We've got awesome Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
With Steve Martin and Martin Short and Bill Murray. It's amazing! Done! Okay.
And we're done.
So we watched over the weekend. We finally got the chance. It was on Amazon Prime. Go watch it. A small little independent movie called Durant's Never Closes. Now, there are a gazillion movies out there, so sometimes stuff falls through the cracks. I talked about that with the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. And so one of these little independent movies, I think they only spent like $1.5 million on it, was Durant's Never Closes. And it's about the steakhouse in downtown Phoenix that was run by, what is his name? I just left me. Bill Durant? Jeff Durant? It's something like that. But it's Mr. Durant worked in the mob.
Jimmy Durante?
No.
Yes.
And Jimmy Durante. Yes, that's not it at all. This is why we have two computers. And Jack Durant. I was close with Jeff. So Jack Durant actually was a mob guy. They never really had he never really it never really came out what he did in the mob, if he was an enforcer or a money man or whatever. But he had ties to the mob. And
to Bugsy Siegel.
Actually, they kind of talk about
Flamingo.
that in the movie, where he goes to the Flamingo and kind of helps Bugsy out with stuff. And as a thank you, they gave him money, and he opened a steak place in Phoenix, which is still open today.
And it still looks exactly the same.
And the movie is it's got a bunch of really random people in it, but the star of it is Tom Sizemore. Tom Sizemore had all kinds of issues in his life, but he's still an amazing actor. And this was kind of one of the first things for him to kind of come back into the fray. He gives an amazing performance as Jack Durant. It's super low budget. The whole set is the restaurant and the parking lot. They do
then a little bit out in the desert.
A little bit out in the desert. Yeah. They do some dream sequences using the desert as kind of the blank canvas, and they kind of deal with the flamingo and bringing the spring training baseball to Arizona, and mob hits. They talk about the Arizona Republic reporter who got killed off by the mob because he was poking around with the special dealings and stuff. Don Bowles. And so it's a really, really cool movie. It helps if you're from the Arizona, Phoenix area. You kind of know the story already. But the movie itself is really well done for whatever they spent on it. Like I said, $1.5 million, $2 million on it. It's really cool. It's on Amazon Prime. Definitely go check it out. It's been out for about 6-8 months. They did a whirlwind tour with it around the country. But definitely go check it out. Definitely worth watching. So Phoenix Comic-Con announced their first guest. It's a big deal. It's Jason David Frank, the Green Power Ranger.
Come on.
let's be honest, Power Rangers is going to be a big thing here in a little bit when the new movie comes out. And we weren't Power Rangers kids. So, although not a big deal for us...
Power Rangers definitely weren't out when I was a kid.
Not a big deal for us, but there is a big deal for some people out there. And the Green Power Ranger was a big deal. But, come on. I'm looking forward to the con. I know they'll bring a bunch of really cool people in. The only other con going on that of any consequence is London. And the whole DC world is going to London. All the TV, all the DC CW shows, all the Arrowverse guys are going there, and a bunch of the Gotham from where they at Fox are going to London. So we won't get them, but that means everybody else is open. I'm continuing to go.
I'll come here.
I'll come here, yes, because it's a Memorial Day weekend. I'm going to continue to run with the rumor that Mark Hamill's coming.
The rumor that he created.
I'm creating another rumor, just based off of the surveys and kind of the things they've been asking, trying to figure out what we pay for Mark Hamill. I'm telling you, Mark Hamill's coming. I'm telling you, John Borman's coming. He's up here because this is all Star Wars and our spirit animal, and he's up there. He's our spirit animal. Here, we'll just do this. See. So I'm going with that. Come on. And they just did some riddle, the next big announcement, and I think they're just fucking with us. So this last week, not only was it trailer week, it was all the big mid-season finales happened. We had mid-season finales for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Flash and Arrow and Supergirl and Supernatural and all the other stuff that we don't watch because we just can't keep up with everything. Well, do you have anything in there that you thought was really awesome with all the I have one, but you know.
Well, go ahead. What was your
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Laurel Nance.
Oh yeah. That was a pretty big deal.
Because just after having Oliver kind of deal with killing people and having all the stuff that happens and the team's kind of broken up and everybody's crying, and then Oliver goes back to he sleeps with the reporter. God, a trap! It's a trap! It's a trap!
Of course it is.
He goes back to the Arrow Cave, and Laurel's standing there looking at the Black Canary outfit.
Yeah.
And Malcolm Merlin was on
Legends of Tomorrow. That was a good one.
Which was a good one. They did Al Capone.
There's an awesome picture that's on the Facebook page. You can go look at.
That's pretty awesome. It's New Charlie's Angels. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. had all kinds of stuff going on, but they finished the Ghost Rider line.
Yeah, they kind of wrapped that one up.
They kind of wrapped that up, and they're going to do, what do they call them? LMDs? Life Model Decoys.
Yes.
They kind of been hinting at it all the first half of the season, but they just straight out blew up the whole house. Ghost Rider's out. He's been amazing. I'm pretty sure he's going to come back. I'm pretty sure all of the Ghost Riders are going to show up at some point in time in the second half of the season. And then he just blew up the house. There's everything's going on. Some pretty good mid-season finales.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that everything lives up in the second half of the season. Arrow, the last couple of seasons have had a really, really good... actually, I watched the mid-season finale from a couple of seasons ago where Ra's al Ghul kills Oliver on the mountaintop. I watched it this afternoon. Such a great ending for a season. And it was the mid-season finale. And then they came back and they did his resurrection and how they were going to put him in as Ra's al Ghul. And it was amazing. And it would have been perfect end for the season. And this is my Arrow bitch. Pull up my soapbox. They do this big build-up and they make Oliver Ra's al Ghul, and then he betrays him. That should have been the end of the season, and then the whole next season should have been the battle in the city. but they did the battle this on Starling City in like an episode and a half, and it was like, oh, I'm so disappointed. But that season was really good. It needed to be about 15 episodes and not 22. So yeah, those are all the mid-season finales. We watched Mars episodes 4 and 5 because we filmed on Monday last week. We missed it to talk about it. Episode 4 was about the colonization, the process of how they were going to do bringing new stuff to Mars and how they are setting everything up. They're using this reference point of this essentially colony in Antarctica. And they were talking about how to deal with having power, getting power, food. They brought a nuclear scientist and her husband in, and he's a botanist, and they're growing crops on Mars in a greenhouse, and then they're working on replacing the lines so they're more efficient. Something goes wrong because it's Mars, shit goes wrong. And then they almost lost a guy because his suit got ruptured and all this shit happened. And then they never got to finish the lines. And then a giant dust storm hits, and that's the end of the episode. And just them dealing with the interpersonal issues and the issues of colonizing a place where supplies are 9 months away or 10 months away. What did you think of that episode? Did you?
I liked that episode more than you did.
Yeah, I had problems with it.
He had problems with it, but I pointed out that it, we tend to look at space from a military, government-run project, and in this show, and which this is probably what's going to happen, is it's privately funded. It's an Elon Musk-ish guy who goes out and gets money from. Now the countries do help pay for it, but he's out there, pushing the flesh, trying to raise money to do the thing, and these aren't necessarily military people that are following military guidelines. So he didn't think the rushing of it was as they rushed to get everything done, which inevitably caused the problem,
right? And
that wouldn't be realistic. But I think that if it was privatized, it probably would be realistic because they only have so much money and popular opinion, and
they kind of dealt with that. They kind of dealt with this in the last episode. They're talking about how they have to keep pushing and they have to keep popular opinion on their side in this last episode. So that kind of made up for the episode 4. The other problem I had too was I think it was like halfway through the episode, I said, if they rush everything and there ends up being an explosion or something happens because they rushed it and somebody dies, I'm out. But what ended up happening is the way they handled it was the guy who ended up getting hurt, it was more complacency of routine. And not really keeping up on keeping his concentration and stuff, and that's what caused him to have the accident. So it wasn't the speed or anything like that, somebody making a mistake. It was just you kind of do the same thing every day. You kind of get complacent in it. You kind of start skipping steps, and then it causes you to get in trouble. And so that actually I appreciated that. So that saved that episode a little bit for me. This last episode was episode 5. And that one dealt more about the human mind being in isolation for so long, and being so far away from everything, and being in confined spaces next to somebody for extended periods of time. And they're talking about this place in Hawaii where they're doing I think it was a 15-month experiment, and they had people living within this dome and they couldn't leave. And they had to live and work and grow and do all this stuff in a very confined space, and they were dealing with all of that. And so they were kind of showing that in Mars, and because the energy field wasn't able to get rebuilt because of the sandstorm, they had to start cutting power supplies and lights, and they were living off the batteries because a sandstorm was there, and they couldn't regenerate the batteries because the solar panels wouldn't work because you're in the sandstorm that lasts 7-8 weeks or whatever, 9 weeks, and so it was kind of how mentally you deal with all of that. How did you feel about this last one? I thought this one was better than the last one.
Yeah, I thought this one was good too. I didn't necessarily. I mean, I liked them both. I thought it was good that they talked about the human part of it. I thought it was interesting. They talked about was it Russia that did it's like a capsule, and they were in there for 500 days, and just like if
they said 6 people.
Yeah, I think it was six
people. Yeah,
and it was just like they were on Mars, and they had little missions they had to do. They had to go out and do these little things but still within this confined capsule, and how out of the 6 of them, only 2 of them were like mentally unchanged when they got
they were
out.
able to keep their shit together. Essentially, they were talking about how the other 4 had issues with insomnia or eating issues or whatever, and
focus.
And that was one of the things they dealt with in this episode. The botanist, who's married to the nuclear physicist chick, he was kind of off when he got there. It was almost like he kind of got talked into going, and he got there, and his whole thing is about growing these plants, and he's a super botanist guy, and because they had to lower the output of the power, they couldn't keep the greenhouse going, and so he kept trying to save the plants without having the power to do it, and it just kind of started going to his mind and started having issues, and he started going crazy. He started going crazy and drawing and stuff, and he snapped, and they got the power restored, and then he decided to go for a walk outside
without a suit,
and massive decompression, and they lost people, and then the last episode is going to deal with all of that, and I'm assuming they're going to deal with the public perception back here, which is a big deal. And so I really liked this last episode a lot more. And there was a TARDIS in the Hawaii station, so it was,
they had a police
it was awesome. So that's on Nat Geo, definitely worth watching. And then on Monday we're going to talk about this because I kind of find it a big deal. I like award season. They did a Critics' Choice Awards on Sunday. They announced the Golden Globes on Monday. They'll do the Oscars
soonish. That's March.
Soonish, yeah. So probably mid to late January.
Yeah.
And some things that we kind of thought I thought was interesting because I run a pop culture page, and we've seen some of the movies on here, and we're not going to be able to see them all. The best motion picture musical or comedy. Now, it's the Golden Globes. So they break everything down into drama or musical or comedy or TV show, musical or comedy, drama. It's
really, we couldn't have a musical and then a comedy?
Yeah, I know. It's got to be both, right? And so they, musical or comedy, it was La La Land, 20th Century Women, Florence Foster Jenkins, Sing Street, and Deadpool! Oscar nominee. Some guy in a red suit who looks like an avocado had sex with an older avocado, says fuck a lot, is in there. It's awesome. Now, it's... Okay, they made that movie for $45, I think, or whatever, and it made $800 bazillion dollars. And so... of course, they're making another one. There's all been, we've all heard the issues, but I think it's amazing that they actually, the Golden Globes. It's the foreign press, I believe, that does the Golden Globes, that they recognize how good Deadpool was, and Ryan Reynolds got nominated for best actor in a motion picture in a comedy or musical, and what was Ryan Reynolds said. I'm honored to be nominated, and the whole Deadpool family is having a grotesque tickle fight right now as a celebration. It's a perfect response to getting nominated for a Golden Globe from the Deadpool movie, and I just thought that was awesome. And television series that got nominated, The Crown, which everybody says is amazing. I believe that's a Netflix show.
It is. I need to start watching it. Yeah.
Game of Thrones. This Is Us, which everybody says is just awesome. Really good for Milo Ventimiglia. Milo, there we go. He was on Heroes. He's on Con Men. And really happy for him. Westworld got nominated. And Stranger Things. Oh, it's so awesome! The boys were all together at something, watching the nominations. And
they were on a couch.
They were on a couch. They were at somebody's house, and they all bounced it around. And Millie Bobby Brown had to put out a message about how happy she was that the show got nominated. Those kids have a bright future.
I think they might go somewhere.
I think they might go somewhere. They might be somebody someday. If they just get lucky and get on a good show that has multiple seasons, I think they'll be okay. But they've got it figured out. Just go back. Was it Oscars last year where they did the?
Oh yeah,
Oscars.
They did like the pre-show
dance and stuff. And yeah, it was pretty awesome. I like little Michael. Lucas, he's Michael Jackson. It's gonna happen. He's gonna play Michael Jackson in a movie down the way. Also from Stranger Things, Winona Ryder got nominated for actress in a drama series, which is really awesome. She does a really great job of being the crazy mom.
Crazy but not crazy.
Crazy, like legitimate,
reason,
like she has a legitimate reason for being upset and crazy and having an issue and everything. And
if I was her and that was me, I would probably be in a cupboard talking to a ball of lights.
A ball of lights. Ask the ball of lights yes or no questions.
It would probably happen.
We're not doing astrophysical diatribes here with a ball of light or a spinning camera back to Martian. And then one other things I wanted to put in from the Golden Globes, Bob Odenkirk. There we go. He plays Sal on Better Call Saul, which was the prequel to Breaking Bad. He got nominated again for actor in a series drama, a TV series drama. And the only reason we brought this up is because we have a friend of ours who actually works on that show. He's like Jax is the he's like in charge of like all of the cameras and like stuff. It's not director of photography, but like he's in charge of, and he hangs out on the set. And he did Breaking Bad. And he's posted a bunch of pictures of him on like out in the desert with Bryan Cranston and the Crystal Ship. And there's a picture of him with his arm around Bryan Cranston. He's in his tighty whities and his this shirt from season 2. And so shout out to them. They're doing a great job on that show. For a prequel that everybody was like, they're gonna do a prequel to Breaking Bad. It's totally killing it. It's not that Mexican one, the Mexican Breaking Bad that they did, which was like they took the American script and moved it into Spanish and then just started filming it like shot for shot. And it was like so bad. So what do you guys think? Are you excited for Star Wars? That's a stupid question. I know you're excited for Star Wars. Are you excited for the Golden Globes? Did you see all the trailers? We have a bunch of the trailer reactions up on the YouTube channel. You can get a hold of us at the Pop Culture Cult on Facebook, Pop Culture Cult 1 on Instagram. We're at Pop_Cult1 on the Twitters. We're on the YouTubes at Pop Culture Cult. Leave a comment. Tell us what you think. Are you looking forward to the Little Shop of Horrors remake? Okay. Anyways, so let us know what you think. Like the video, share it, and like all of our pages because we like having friends to talk to. Anything else?
Yes, please. Somebody else talk to him for me. No, I'm good.
All right. Until next time. Good night now.